Good afternoon. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now, June 6, 2026. This is not a joke. 3 sixes. That's what Iran represents to the world right now. And in addition, there's a crisis between the United States and Israel because the CIA doesn't trust the Mossad. All the details here on Military Strategies. Let's get started. Let's go. Good afternoon, family. Welcome to Military Strategies. We're here, Saturday, June 6th, 2020. Look what a date. Look what a date for people who are superstitious. You know, the mark of the devil, 666 days. Iran has attacked Kuwait and Bahrain again last night. We have footage. We have footage of the missiles. But that's not the big news. That's not the big news. The big news is one that I miss. You guys, we've gone a day without streaming. I needed to rest. And I can tell my voice is much better. I feel fresher. I feel happy. Really good. Second, big news. The CIA, the US intelligence service, doesn't trust the Mossad. What you're hearing, they don't trust the Mossad. Now I'm going to give you details. Now I'm going to tell you things that are going to surprise all of you. And it's not strange. It's logical that Mossad is doing counterintelligence with the United States of America. Especially when there's a president or a presidential cabinet that changes its mind every week about what to do with Iran. When they're not transparent in negotiations, when they say they're talking to people whose identities we don't know, when they say the uranium is going to leave, but then it doesn't, when they say the war is going to return and then it doesn't. It's logical that Mossad, Israel's intelligence service, would be interested in knowing what's really happening in the White House and what its future will be. Because everything depends on this, on what's happening right now with Iran, on what's going on. The future existence or not of a state that is facing another that wants to destroy it with nuclear weapons. It's logical and normal, but let's take it step by step. Before we get into that topic, let's talk about what happened. Last night, while we were resting, terror did not rest. Iran was launching drones and missiles. First, drones against United States Navy destroyers that are secretly escorting ships outside the Strait of Hormuz. What you're hearing is that the United States is secretly taking ships out of Hormuz. Iran fired, attacked, and the United States of America responded. Declassified images by the United States Central Command. Keshe Island. Radars, missiles, drones, and communications tower. Double impact. Total takedown. The island's main communications tower has been destroyed. We can see it right there. Iran was launching anti-ship missiles.
Missiles.
And the worst was yet to come. Imad missiles launched against Kuwait. Again, 4 ballistic missiles, a multiple launch against Kuwait. It's the sound of the terror siren.
That's how they slept today in Kuwait. Persian Gulf.
Curious.
Once again, Iran attacks its closest neighbor in a measured way with 4 missiles.
Patriot missiles in the air. Explosions.
Interceptions. All happening the same night. There they are. And here we go. What is the Iranian regime looking for? $26 billion. Iran has said, if we want to stop this, we need $26 billion immediately. Family, we're live with 5,000 viewers, but we need more likes. Thanks for being here with us. Thank you for supporting military strategies. If you want to contribute, super chats are open to support our content. Leave your comments. And of course, you also have paypal.me/military strategies to also leave your point of view or your vision of what's happening right now. Who said they want 26 billion? One of those responsible for the AMIA attack, who has been interviewed by CNN, the TV network Donald J. Trump likes. And pay attention to this. Fair warning. Who we're seeing here. He said something. And we're back to the war. If the war returns, if Iran is attacked again, like on February 28th, we will take the war beyond Iran. We are going to attack in the ocean. We're going to the Indian. We are going to attack in the Bab al-Mandeb Strait in the Red Sea. We are going to attack in the Mediterranean. What you are hearing in the Mediterranean,
what is he referring to? Well, nothing more, nothing less. In the Mediterranean, there are a couple of interesting things, quite a few. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that the targets in the Mediterranean can't defend themselves. Iran could attack Cyprus. Iran could attack Greece, the island of Crete, Soda Bay. It could attack Sigonella. It could attack Sicily. Iran. It could attack the Strait of Gibraltar. Rota. The Rota naval base could be attacked, or even other high-value targets. How could they do this? Very easy. Too easy. 1, with ballistic missiles. 2, with terrorist cells and drones. 3, fiber optic cable that bypasses the electronic warfare defenses at the military installations in the Mediterranean. They can do it because they also have allies in a place that once belonged to Spain, that still belongs to Spain, but is now governed in the land of clouds. No one, Morocco and Algeria. The Polisario. The Polisario has been armed by Iran for years. It was the missing link needed to close the three most important straits on this planet. The Strait of Gibraltar in Spain, the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, the Suez Canal in Egypt, and of course, how could we forget the well-known Strait of Hormuz? What do you think? The opinion is clear. Iran has designed a plan with sleeper cells. Theo, to be able to strike at critical infrastructure tied to international trade. They know it well. But pay attention, because this was happening a few hours ago. Pay attention to what you're about to see. The Indo-Pacific Command intercepted the MT Davina. Let's watch the footage. A super tanker. There it is, we're watching. During the night, the boarding and inspection took place. They're visiting the Indian Ocean. The tanker that was sanctioned at the beginning of 2024 as part of the broader sanctions regime against Iran's ghost fleet. In that area, in that place, the Boxer is operating. The USS Boxer with its 2,500 Marines. And it seems that the United States has placed it in that part of the world to pursue these oil tankers. And this one is loaded. That one you're seeing there is loaded with oil. Iranian oil, which is currently holding this planet hostage. Especially Europe. Especially the countries that support Iran. Why do I say this? Because Spain supports Iran. Spain has diplomatic and commercial relations with Iran. Spain cries for the Ayatollah. Speaking of the Ayatollah, now that we've mentioned him, let me not forget. He won't be forgotten. I'm referring to Khamenei, man. He won't escape because he's dead. Khamenei, man, is going to be buried for 3 days. I don't know if they're going to do it in pieces or in chunks. First, one day for a leg, another day for a hand. We don't know. We don't know what plan Iran has. But Iran mentions that the funerals will last 3 days. 3 especially intense days. And they have created a commission to prepare the burial ceremony for Khamenei. Why? I don't know how they're going to do this, if they're planning to do it. But I think that they should have buried him already. The man is not enjoying the 72 virgins. Poor things. And he's not enjoying his last moment. Meanwhile, while they decide whether to bury him or not, they keep launching ballistic missiles. What you're about to see is Bahrain. A few seconds here on military strategies. We're live, folks. We still need a ton of likes. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Super important. Images, Bahrain. There they are. Missiles. Missiles falling everywhere. Pretty shocking. Their countries, their neighbors, their brothers in faith. Aren't they all Muslims? They attack each other. What do you expect they will do
with the West. If they are bombing Kuwait, where there is a large majority or a large Shia population, Bahrain, whose majority population is also Shia like them. If they are bombing Qatar, a partner, Oman, the negotiator, Saudi Arabia, the land of Mecca. What is Europe thinking when it doesn't realize the grandpa who's no longer here? He wants to destroy Israel and the whole world. Well, here's the answer. Bibi Netanyahu and Donald J. Trump, friends, yes, but this just leaked. Check this out. The CIA, the Pentagon, it recently raised the counterintelligence threat level for Israel to critical, the highest level. Because they're concerned that Israel is stepping up efforts to spy on senior US officials, to obtain information about Donald J. Trump's negotiation operations regarding the Middle East conflicts, according to NBC. Two US officials and a former official are cited. Israel has denied spying on the United States, calling the accusation completely false. Meanwhile, the White House has also said that it is false. But here's something. Officials usually take additional counterintelligence precautions when they travel to Israel. Use of disposable phones and computers. Avoid sensitive conversations in hotel rooms. Current and former US officials say the United States said or says it takes extra precautions during trips to Israel because Israeli intelligence is known for aggressively collecting information. Is this true or not? Who would they want to spy on? Guys, who could it be? Who could be in the sights of Mossad? Your suggestions. Comments in the chat. Who does Mossad want to spy on? On the Kim. We are live right now, family. Let's get those likes. And I also think we have memberships to give away. There are 8,000 people here. We're going to give away memberships. First of all, everyone spies on each other. Everyone spies on each other. Israel and the United States spy on each other. It's normal. It's their job. But there are some individuals that Israel pays special attention to. What is he saying here? Steve Witkoff, Elbridge Colby, Michael Dimino. Meanwhile, a CIA report raised Israel's counterintelligence threat level from high to critical. That's what the New York Times says. But we already know it's super fake. But there might be something to. It's likely that I live. He may not really know what his friend wants to do. It's likely that Israel isn't clear about what the outcome of this whole story is. What conversations do they have with Larijani, who is no longer here from beyond? With Galibab, who is still here? With Peseskian, with Arachi? Witkoff?
Trump? Are they being clear? Are they telling everything? We don't know. But Israel wants to know. It's normal. Knowledge is power. It gives an advantage. And it allows to anticipate situations difficult, complicated. That's exactly what is happening. What's happening right now with Iran? The situation remains the same. It's stalled. There's no negotiation. Nothing has been signed. It was said that it was going to be signed soon, that it was imminent, that we were right there, that they had a week, that they had 4 days, that they had 3 days. In the end, we're looking at half a year, and nothing is going to change here. But there's something else. Breaking news. Breaking news right now, last minute, in this soap opera. Attention, sailors. From Ben Gurion. So, Flight 781 has just taken off with Admiral Cooper, the head of ZETCOM. He has been in Israel. Any last-minute plans? Any operation underway? Is there something that's going to happen soon? We don't know. But this seems to be moving forward. This is moving forward. Thank you very much. The planes are still there in Ben Gurion. Let's see what the skies look like right now. We're live, family. Let's take a look at the skies to know what's happening over there. You already know there were strange movements. Pretty strange. And everything seems to be the same, except for one thing. Iran has made a threat. The Mediterranean. Well, right now we have a P-8 plane returning from Riyadh to the Mediterranean. Why are they taking a critical plane out of the operations area in Saudi Arabia to bring it to the Mediterranean? Withdrawal, rotation. Another P-8 is currently operating south of Qatar within Saudi Arabia. 2 tanker planes, one on each side of the Strait of Hormuz. It's Kuwait area, invisible planes. They're there. We don't see them, but they're there. Europe area, all quiet, radio silence. There's nothing. It doesn't seem like anything serious is happening at the moment. But you know, the day we see that nothing is happening could be the day when everything happens. It can happen. It can happen. About Donald J. Trump. Do we know anything new? No. He has toned down his comments about Iran. He talked again about the radars being destroyed, the Navy being destroyed, that everything is destroyed. Pero we still don't know what he's going to do. We don't know what Donald J. Trump is going to do. Breaking news. Breaking news right now in Israel. The new director of the Mossad, Roman Gosman, dismisses his deputy. The game of musical chairs begins at Mossad. According to a well-informed Source, character A, whose details are unknown. The Mossad officer, deputy to the director, with the codename A, known as the Vivista, among other things, because the television in his office was tuned to channel 14. He was the person Dudu Barnea wanted to succeed him in the post. In the event of the appointment, in the case that Gozman's appointment did not go through, it seems that the new director, Roman Gozman, has decided to get rid of A, of element A, so that this ends and the conspiracy against him doesn't go any further. This is what Barar Ravid says. The list. Analyst, CNN, Axios. There it is. Connections with everyone. We still don't know anything. We likely won't know for sure. Possibly. We might not know officially. This means a setback, an internal war within Israel. No, it's the natural step when a new director comes in. They replace people in trusted positions with people they trust. It's logical, normal. Logical and normal. Now I'd like to take a pause. Family, and pay my respects. Today, unfortunately, we have to feel it once again. The loss of another Israeli warrior in combat. Another soldier who died, Captain Zahar Galla. The Lebanon situation is still very difficult, very complicated. And today in Spain, we have another very complicated security situation. The visit of Pope Leo, more than 25 million euros in costs. Today, Pope Leo has been in Madrid walking through the streets. Visiting the royal family, and now he's heading to the Canary Islands. First, I think he's going to Barcelona. Afterwards, he'll go to the Canary Islands, Tenerife. Pope Leo's visit is costing 25 million. That's also true. A lot of people are spending money to see him. But I have a question. Can we invest that money elsewhere? Is it necessary to remove all the police that have been withdrawn from some places in Spain to protect Pope Leo? Is it necessary? I was asking today to get information about this topic because these things really catch my attention. And I wanted to know, for example, with 25 million euros, how many hospitals could be built in Africa? Of the small ones in villages, between 100 and 200. Slightly larger hospitals, about 50, and large hospitals, about 4. I'm not trying to be demagogic about this. I gave the example of a hospital. It could be something else. Honestly, when I see human beings who are idolized, or that people think they have some kind of special power, or even that they are chosen by God
It makes me sad. It makes me sad because it's the year 2026. And it seems like we still don't really to understand some messages and some examples from the past that we try to apply in our daily lives. It seems outrageous. It seems a bit outrageous to me and unnecessary. But from a security point of view, we've seen a lot of police. We've seen a significant deployment. A lot of people have enjoyed seeing the Pope, which is good. It's a good event. It's not an anti-Semitic event, for example. It's an act of faith for many people. It's an act of consolidation, of coming together and showing unity, which is not a human thing. I don't want to debate about Catholics, non-Catholics, or whether it's necessary anymore. They are Christians. I won't judge anyone. That's God's job. In fact, I recommend that people don't judge others and worry more about themselves. I'm only criticizing one thing here. The thing I'm criticizing at this point is the spending. Security is something that is fully...
And all these things, no.
I don't know. I don't know. I would like to hear your opinions with all due respect. With all due respect to everyone. For any feelings that may arise from Pope Leo's visit. For example, I think, in my opinion, the Vatican has enough money to pay for the visit itself in full. I don't know. If now, every time someone comes, just an ordinary man, we're going to put on a display like this. But I'm saying I don't want to criticize the church or Catholicism, which are two different things. From my personal point of view, each person's faith is something individual. The relationship between God, between the human being and the Creator, is something individual. It's something private. Thank you very much. That's always been my view. I don't need intermediaries with my Creator. I can speak for myself. But I'm worried about all of this, especially the security issue and everything that could happen. A few weeks ago, a jihadist cell was arrested, but it hasn't been leaked what plans they had to attack. But if they were arrested, it was because it was imminent. That's also interesting to mention. If they arrested the jihadists, it was because the attack was imminent. And precisely, the attack coincides with that topic. Thank you. The Pope's visit. For the Pope's visit, it's that clear. It's that clear. I hope they're not spying on you, strategists. I don't mind being spied on. They do it. In fact, I keep little hidden if they want to spy on me. Let them see where I'm going. My direction is clear. My ideology, what I think, what I do, it's very clear. It's easy. I don't like people who want to impose themselves on other cultures. I don't like jihadism. I don't like any kind of terrorism. I don't like it. I don't like it when people are oppressed or when people take advantage of others. It's that simple. That's what you can find on my profile. Mi fizzano, right? But well, those are things that one way or another are just there, right? We're getting there. We're seeing what happens and what goes on. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. For me, in my opinion, I'm going to play a video. I think the video is loading because it's a pretty long video. I think there are a lot of differences. I think there are many differences. The main difference, one of the big ones, Jesus entered Jerusalem as a humble man. Being a man, and the Pope arrived in Madrid in this way. I'll leave it. Family, let me know in your comments what you think. This world is an incomprehensible world for those who are misunderstood. I think it'll be hard to understand. See you in the next show. Here on military strategies. Much love, everyone.